uSports Central Adam Deal. That's Charles Ashley III. There's a lot to go over. It was a big weekend in sports, except for the Packers defeating the Cowboys.
So that doesn't count as big?
No, that's not big. That's not news. We shouldn't even go over it.
Let's just skip it?
Well, at least for now, we're not going to go over it because there's something that we need to talk about, and that's the Lobos. Hey, they're 3-1 in the Mountain West Conference, so here in 3 and Out, that's our first topic, and it's time to do some debating or some agreeing, because I think we both agree that it was a nice win for New Mexico on the road as they defeat Utah State at the Spectrum. We know it's a tough place to play, Charles. 3-1 now in Mountain West Conference play. We thought that if they can get one of the two against San Diego State and Utah State, and obviously Utah State we thought was more achievable, it would be good for them, and they got it done, 66-60.
Yeah, when you go on the road in the Mountain West, your goal is to win 2 games, but you're pleased if you can get a split. You get a split, now you know you got one team coming to the pit where your percentage of winning jumps up to 80-something, 90-something%. They go into a very ruckus and just wow Utah State. Coach Morrow, he always coaches his guys up. You know they're going to bring a good game and a good game plan. And what we've been all waiting for, Hugh Greenwood comes out, has a big game. But let's not even overlook how big Delaney come down in the beginning, setting the tone for the game, making some shots, making everyone feel comfortable. And Greenwood doing what he do best. He's the glue guy, and he started making shots. So it was a good game for the Lobos.
Yeah, Hugh Greenwood goes 6 of 11 for the three-point line where he's been struggling. He finishes with 22 points, but I think you're right. Deshaun Delaney with 15 points, and he had struggled his last 3 outings with New Mexico. I thought it was big. These young guys kind of grew up together and got a road win in the Mountain West Conference. And we said road wins can win this Mountain West Conference. We think that maybe a 6-loss team might end up winning this Mountain West Conference, except Wyoming would probably say, no way, hold it, because we're 4-0 in conference. So do you think right now that that's who needs to be caught? It's Wyoming?
Yeah, Wyoming's, they have the target on their back right now. And we all know, we talk about it all the time, going to Laramie is a tough game. That's a tough road trip in itself, period. So if you're UNM, you focus on what's in front of you right now. You got a good game Wednesday coming up. You're playing well right now. If you can get a couple more guys scoring 9, 10 points, and then Hugh and Delaney in double figures, you look good. They probably shot the best basketball so far for the last 5 or 6 games, shooting 44%. We've been in that 38 to 42 range. We went through a stretch where everything was falling. Utah State shot a good percentage, but overall the defense was really good. Holding a team at home like Utah State to 60 points, you got to be pleased with your performance.
Obviously, the defense of this team, or the strength of this team, is their defense. The way they can play zone and even go to man-to-man. It's their length and athleticism that really bugs teams. We'll see. I mean, I think the Lobos have a chance to compete for this Mountain West Conference title. I think they're right there at 3-1, obviously ranked 2nd in the conference. That's because San Diego State didn't play this last weekend, so still 2-1 in conference as they'll play this week twice. But I think it's possible. If the Lobos don't slip up at home, they've got a big chance.
Yeah, they got to stay focused. Air Force coming in here. Air Force, the elevation won't be a problem, but that crowd noise will. You know, it's going to be real energized. Everyone's excited about a nice weekend that the Lobos just went through. So you know it's going to be electric. Let's see if Greenwood can take this performance and turn it into a consistently thing, night in and night out, instead of just a game here, a game there. And Delaney also, I want to see some consistency. If they can consistently get 15 to 20 points from both of those guys on the same night, it's going to be a tough year for teams to beat them.
Once again, nice win for New Mexico as we move on here. Let's step up, Charles, on 3 and Out, and let's go to the pros. Let's talk about it. One of the best weekends in the NFL, no doubt. It's the divisional playoffs. And let's start it off with the Cowboys and Green Bay. Now, Dallas looked like they were in control of this game most of the way, and a couple of slip-ups. Obviously, everyone's going to be talking about the catch that never was. Dez Bryant on 4th and 2 seemingly goes over the top, gets control, and dives forward, in which he loses control on the ground. Now, by rule, you could go back and forth about if this was a catch or not. I'm going to say, obviously, I think it was a catch, even by rule. But I'm going to say, and I preached it last week, Charles, that this did not lose the game for the Cowboys. Just like a penalty called against Dallas did not lose the game for Detroit last week. I don't think one play loses it. You look back, and the Cowboys had a field goal at the end of the half. They can go up 17-7 into the locker room and say they missed the field goal. They get it tipped and blocked, and then Green Bay gets their own field goal with that field position real quick before halftime ends. It's a 6-point swing. You see DeMarco Murray, who seemingly could have had a 30, 40-yard run, fumbles the football, short field for the Green Bay Packers. So plenty there for the Cowboy and its fans to look at and say, look, we lost it. We lost our opportunity. So I'm not going to say that call was a big deal. There is a thing called karma. I believe it might. I believe it might have taken place here. Regardless, I'm not going to say one play was the end of things for the Dallas Cowboys. How about Rodgers? I'm just going to say real quick. Rodgers, he was over 300 yards. He couldn't even move, and he was over 300 yards. He was big time for the Pack.
No, I agree with you. Of course, you're a fan. You're upset. A call like that, especially at the timing of the game or whatnot, you can look at it either way. I don't care. However they interpret the rule, that's what you have to take as a fan. What I am upset about, and I'm not even a Cowboys fan, you're dominating on the line, both sides of the line. You're moving the ball whenever you want. Yes, Murray fumbled, but that's your bell cow. That's your workhorse. It's 3rd and 1. You're in shotgun situations. Run the ball. Pound the ball. Green Bay wanted nothing to do with DeMarco Murray. But even with that said, what you said, the missed field goal, the untimely calls or whatnot, you have Rodgers, who couldn't even move in the backfield. Apply a little pressure. Make him earn it. Go hit him. He wanted no parts of that defense. They were getting to him with 4 guys.
Well, let's move on. Is Green Bay going to go on to the NFC Championship game? They'll play the Panthers. We thought that the Panthers would win this pretty much no problem. We thought Seahawks would win this pretty much no problem. They did. And defensively, they get it done. How about Cam Chancellor? That's what they came. Chancellor with the interception and kind of sealed the deal with the pick 6. So that's your NFC Championship. But quickly, I want to talk about the Broncos and now Peyton Manning. Big struggle, right? Who knew the Colts would go into Denver and win that game? I didn't. Just by the way the Colts have been playing as of late, I didn't see it coming. But how about this? Andrew Luck already onto the AFC Championship game after this win. Is Peyton Manning done?
Well, of course, right now, because it's Overreaction Monday, we believe he's done. But I'm going by what I witnessed the last half of the season with the Broncos. This wasn't the Broncos from last year where they were putting up numbers. I think Peyton Manning is going to take some time to think about it, figure out if he wants to come back. But I would love to see him go out a winner. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Charles, we've got all week to talk these divisional playoffs leading up to the AFC, NFC championship games. A big shout out to Tom Brady. Gets it done again. Come from behind win against Baltimore. More 3 and out to come. Come on back. uSports Central.